I have started recording, guys. So if you take a look, the code that we have written last week, right? In Salesforce, we have done two test cases. One test case is opening the page and verify logo and inputting user ID and password. It is incorrect user ID and password. It is a negative test. So we are just trying to verify the error message. The next test that we did is, again, we have click on login link, and then we have verified logo, and then verify header text. From the right side there is another frame. We have verified the header text, and then we have click on start my free trial, and then we have switched window, and then we have verified that free trial page loaded. So we were having a lot of issue in terms of how to handle that second frame that we have in that particular page, right? So we were having a lot of issue in terms of, like, if you come to this website and if you click on login, and then we were able to verify things from this part, but we were not able to verify things from this part. Were you able to practice this?
Wait, that's the issue. I using the content the same way you did,
Mhm.
but my face is not the verified, not highlighted, not like.
Okay, well, so from the right side you are not able to verify anything, right?
Okay, so
So
one day it happened. One day I click the page and the right side is not pop up.
I'm
Like
going now,
all
but
the way.
I'm going to take a look. Let's definitely I'm going to take a look at your code. But for some reason, like, can you still, during our last session, we were having a lot of issue in terms of handling things from this frame, and we later discovered that it is a frame. We have to switch control, and then we were able to click on start my free trial, right? We were able to. Now, yesterday, or during our last class, when you click on free trial, right, this is how the page was appearing, right? That day, right, that day when we write our automation code, it was appearing like this. But but if I this page, it seems to me that I'm still getting this page cache. Let's say if I open a incognito mode browser, right? Incognito mode, that means in this browser mode, it doesn't have any cache or anything, right? So now if you bring the Salesforce website, and then if you click on login, and then if you click on that start my free trial, now is it still coming the same way, guys? It is coming a little bit different, right? If I go back to that one, can you see first name, last name, email, job title, phone, country? But here, if you come to this incognito window, right, something, let me make this window a little bit smaller so that I can compare. Okay, that is what I'm getting. And in this one, hmm, yeah. Okay, so in this one I have first name, last name, email, job title. In this one I have first name, last name, email, job title, phone, and country. Here we have more option, company and employees and other things, right? So that means, like, the page is changed, and you will see, like, if you come one more time, probably, right, from here you might see a different view. It is coming same view for me. Let me close the browser and open one more time. So control shift N, right? Salesforce, and then login, and then start my free trial. Basically, it is giving me same window every time I'm coming from here. But there are few additional elements in this page. But if I come by this way, I saw a dynamic page. So if I come from here, right, I'm getting this at the moment. Next time if I come, I'm getting same thing. Let me see if I close the browser and reopen it. Control Shift N, Salesforce. For free. And it is a different view, right? Isn't it?
Yes.
It is a different view. So when we are writing our code, we will have to, like, as we are saying, that every time it is bringing a different window, and sometimes different content. So we'll have to have a way to handle it. We'll have to have a way to handle it. That is what we are going to learn today. Okay, that is what we are going to learn today. Now, like as I said, this window is, every time you open it, it will bring, there are three windows, as you can see, this, next. Sometimes it will bring this window, sometimes it will bring the second window from the sequence. So that's why you will have to have we'll have to write sustainable code that will be able to handle whatever it comes, it will be taken care of. Now, so the code that we have written last week, right, let me, in this two test case, let me, so that is disabled. So here, let me run it to see how it goes. Test case 2. We have highlighted login. We have highlighted on the free trial. Now it is coming. So from this particular page, right, we have in the test case we have switched control, and then we have verified the logo, but it seems like our code is failing at the moment, right? Our code is failing. So I'm going to take a look what is happening in the output window. So where do you get your details of the error? In your console, right? And you will see that in your particular, how do you troubleshoot? Okay, what line number you are having issue, guys? In what line of your code, right, you are having issue? Can you see, this is your class name, right, method class, right? If you click on that, it will take you to that particular line where it is having issue. Is that correct? Okay, now, so in this particular case, verify free trial page loaded, that is where our code is failing. Now if you take a look in this particular part, now to start your free trial, uh, start your free sales trial, we are trying to verify, we are trying to highlight a span which has text sign up now to start your free sales trial. We are looking for a span with this text. Now if you go to this particular page, do you have this, the one that we are looking, is it still here?
Mm,
The text,
no,
the text
no.
is not here. It is, that's why it is failing. The text is not here. Now can you see, like, guys, last week we have worked on this application, and this week our code is not working. So what is happening? What happened actually to that application? They have deployed a new build of the software. Is that correct? They have deployed a new build, and with that new build, the software is changed. So at this point, the text checkpoint that we have last week will not work here. So let's say that they have a automation team. They have a automation team. What they will have to do in this case?
Content.
They update the content.
They'll report a defect.
Mm,
They do regression testing. They change the code and run it again.
so basically, their automation team, their requirement is changed. Their automation team will have to make changes to their automation code so that their automation code works. Like the application team will not change their application to make sure that the automation is running. No, the automation team will make sure that they have modified their code so that it reflects the latest version of the application. Does it make sense? Okay, what did I say? What did I say here?
Working on the new build, basically.
Mm-hmm. Now automation team change their code so that it works on the new version of the application, or they will change the new version of the application to make sure that the automation code is running.
The new version, whatever they release, they're working on it, make sure it work. You'll have to change that code according to the new version.
So my question, will development team change the application to make sure that the automation code is running, or automation team will be changing their automation code to make sure that their automation code is running in the new
Automation
phase?
team will change their code.
Because it is a the requirement have been changed, and automation code will have to be reflecting the new version of the software, because the requirement is changed. Already know that, like, any change that is coming to the application, they will have meetings. Hey, that is what we are, even automation people will be in those call as well, right? So they know, and they'll have to change their automation now. So previously we had a text, and that text is no longer here, right? So what I'm going to do, what is the new text, right? Can you see this is the new text? So I'm going to put, I'll have to change my checkpoint. Okay, now, so guys, um so here, right, in this particular section, answer this following question, right? Let me inspect this element one more time. So do I see that text? Not yet, right? So where is that text? And they are making our automation life real difficult, right? In this particular application, do you guys agree with me? They do not want us. They do not want us to work on automation, right? Okay, so here, as you can see that when I have expanded this span, this text is here, right? This particular span, right? This particular span, and it's a totally complicated span. Can you see? The span started here, and it has this header text plus, man, is complicated span. Okay, so it has this text, right? So I am going to take this particular text, right, and I'm going to use it there. So first of all, let me go there in my code here, span contain text, and I'm going to change it. Now if you directly put it here, if you copy from there and directly put it here, can you see your code is kind of messed up? Is that correct? So that's why I do not directly put it here. First of all, I put it in a notepad document. Go to a notepad, and I put it here, and then from there I take the text on it, so that new line, spaces, queries return, right? Can you see? this do not come here. Since I am using regular expression, I can you see, since I am using span contains text, so that's why I'm doing it in that way. Now,
Quick question, don't worry. So in that case, so we can see like answer a few questions on this one. If the website is changed
mhm.
from the previous one, so we need to use the if else condition, like if that one is not work, then
So,
or we can do this one.
Nabed, this answer a few questions, right? This will be always there. This will be always there. So that's why this verification we do not have to put any of these checkpoints. You will see that answer a few questions. This will always be there. Let me execute it. Okay. Let me see where our code is failing at the moment. Okay. Let me see. It failed definitely, right? Or it didn't fail.
Okay.
It didn't fail, right? So what was it able to highlight, answer a few questions, and we will let you know into your it. Was it able to highlight what color did I mention? Okay, was it able to highlight this block?
No, it's not put a highlight.
So here we have this block, but it was not able to highlight, right? It was not able to highlight. Now on our highlighting, what color we are using? If I go back on our HLT method, we are highlighting solid yellow color, right? Now it didn't basically fail, but it was not able to highlight that particular element. Highlighter, answer a few questions and we'll get you into your free trial. Let me see. Answer a few questions, we'll get into your free trial. Answer a few questions. Let me make this screen bigger. There might be a little bit issue here in terms of mm, okay, that span is there, and then this text is here. Let me see if there is any frame involved here. Form d plus d that is that whole thing. This is that d. Let me see. There is no frame. Okay. So this particular element. Okay. Answer, and then if I just try to highlight this one here, we have 8 answers total. So again there is a span, and if I put, let's say, Now it is again a different page, right? It is totally a different page at this point. Sign up now to start your free trials. Yeah, let me do this. Respect. So sign up now. It was our previous syntax, right? Is that correct, guys?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. It seems like this is changing as well. So if I go back, sign up now to start our free trial. Okay. And the other thing that we saw, this. Okay. Now, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to say uh, result. Let's say I'm going to declare a boolean variable here. Boolean. Mm, I don't know this boolean. So let's say that my web driver I'm copying this and then I'm going to put if this dot is displayed, if this dot is displayed, then I'm going to highlight this one. Else if so this dot is displayed, then highlight this, and we'll see how many branch it brings. Okay, let's see if it how it goes. 8 answers total. It was not able to identify that the this 8 answers, right? It was not able to identify that. Let me see. Where is this? Hmm, 8 answers. So if we write our export here, then it will be x, and then inside the double quotation we will put our export. Now what is our export? If I go to my code, this is my export. This is our export. This is our export. Span contains this 8 answers total, and then focus goals. one I didn't have any object, right? Or span, yeah, this pointing 0 span. Span contains no credit card. So
common problem face করছেন আমি
both problem. Uh, that is what you do if you work in automation. That is what you do. So here span text contains, let's say, credit card. So now unquote syntax error. Okay. Oh, we didn't put the double quotation, right? Okay, change it. So I'll have to write another one. Yes. Credit card, we didn't get anything here, right? We didn't get anything, we are not able to identify that. So let's say that if I inspect this no credit card, right, this part, what is that? No credit card is a div, right? Div. If I go back to my console and then again if I put x and then if I put this, and then instead of span if I put div, and then here if I put credit card, still I do not have anything. Div contains text credit card, and console, let's see, go to console, credit card, if I copy it, X, let me real quick pause this recording, it is getting lengthy. Alright guys, as I said, very simple problem. Sometimes we spend a lot of times in accessing objects, but after spending probably a lot of time we get a solution. We were having a similar situation here. So to make sure which page appeared, right, sometimes I see that when I click on this particular start my free trial button, sometimes I get this window, sometimes I get another window. First of all, I will have to identify what window I am in. First of all, what I'll have to identify what window I am in. If I know, okay, I am in that particular window, then I can handle these objects. If I know, okay, I am in the other window, then I can handle the other objects. Does it make sense? So for here, what we are doing here basically, right? Let me make this code bigger and explain to you. It is very important that you understand this, because that type of situation every day in real life we face that type of situation every day. Okay, so let me make it bigger. Let me close all of these extra windows from here. Okay, now we take a look here. This particular section, let me remove this two block. Okay, so what I did after clicking on my free trial, right, as you can see here in this particular test case, we are clicking on my free trial button and then we are switching control to that newly opened window, and then we are making sure that the page is loaded, right? In this page loaded, when I click on that free trial, I saw two types of window. Number one, it comes with what is called, number one, it comes with um, that 8 questions text in the page, and another time it comes with sign up now to start your free trial, free sales trial, right? So what I did, I have, can you see my WebDriver get page source? My WebDriver dot get page source, what it will do, let me show you what it will do. If you do a print statement here, dot out dot println, right? I did a print statement here. Note this, I have a print statement, and what I'm asking,
Double and double quotation.
this is already a string, you do not have to give double quotation here. So here, what we are doing here is my WebDriver dot get page source. We are getting all of the page source. If you if you open this page, right? If you open this page, Salesforce, and then click on login, right? And then if you click on the start my free trial, and then if you right click here, right, and then can you see view page source? Can you see this, guys? Click view page source, and if you copy everything from here and if you take it to a notepad, right, take it to a notepad, and here if you search for, what is the text that we are looking for this one, right? If you go to the notepad and if you search here, control F, control B, control F, control B, and if you click on find next, is it present here? Okay, now if you search for this one, if you come here, put it here, and from the beginning,
No.
no, right? So how do you know? So you have brought all of this page source. Page source means the code of the page, and then you have searched for that particular text. Now when the page has opened with this one, when this particular page has opened with this sign up now to start your free sales trial, then this, when you have brought all the page text, then this particular text is present. So what we are doing in this if condition, is, can you see that WebDriver get page source, and in the page source we are looking for if sign up now to start your free trial, free sales trial is there. Okay, so now can you see sign up now to start your free sales trial text, if it is there? Can you see how we are making sure if a particular text is present in the screen? We are saying, okay, get page source, get the whole page source, and in that whole page source, see if we have sign up now to start your free trial text is present. If it is there, then we are saying okay, sign up now to start your free trial. That the text appear, right? You will see that here we have printed. um, so previously 8 answers total viewed, that page appeared, so we have printed this and we have highlighted this. Highlighted here is not working, but it is not mandatory. As long as we are able to print that, we are good. Does it make sense to you what we did in this blog?
But down here in the output screen is this pop-up is the 8 answer total view. Like the next one is I think verified or the first one.
Yeah, the next one is verified. Now if you run it one more time, you will see that it will, your code will no longer fail. Okay, now if you go back to your code, where is your console? Yeah, if you take a look, it is not failing. Now what have we got? We got 8 answers, right? And we have printed the code. Can you see the whole code? We have printed the page source, right? So we are not going to print it, it is taking too much space in the console. Now, so your code will not fail at the moment, and we have a way to identify which screen we are in. So now it is easy for us to decide, okay, what object I need to handle. Does it make sense, guys? In this case, right, in this case, now it is easy for me to automate this space. Now I know if this appears 8 answers total, right, then I will have to handle these 3 objects. Does it make sense? This one appears, then I will have to handle these 3 objects. Let me show you how I am going to write it. Now,
Regular way or is different way?
let me show you. Let me show you this. So um, here, now I have verified that the page is loaded, right? The page loaded verification is done, and then I'm going to say, um, I'm going to say, okay, um, public void handle handle the free trial, handle the free trial, handle the free trial, uh, handle the first handle the first free trial is okay. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this if condition again. If this else, if, let me copy, okay, else if. Now my good here, so I have start, yeah, I have this, okay. Guys, now if you get this 8 answers total, then you will have to handle these 3 object, and then you will have to click on next button. You'll have to click on next button. So here you do inspect, this. So it has this particular object has a ID, right? ID.
I think use the name
Yeah.
user first
Can you
name.
see in that ID? In that ID, there are 6RZE. If you see that type of random characters, that means these 6RZE will be changing. Okay. So we have another good way. Can you see first name?
First name.
We are going to use that one. Now you go there. Here um, you do a highlight first. Let me see if highlight works in this case. And my web driver dot find and then my dot expert, and then in my expert
I think it's in.
it is a input, and then I'll have my box bracket. In the box bracket I'll have add equal to single quotation, and then I'll put that. And go there, export expression, right? So control C, control C, control Y, control Y. I'm just going to remove this, and then what is the text there?
First name.
User first name. I'm going to put it there. Okay. So I'm trying to highlight that. I need to put one more closing parenthesis on this. Okay. Just if the highlight works, or after highlighting, the next thing will be I'm going to put a text out there. Dot send keys, and let's say my, let's say first name, let's say David. Okay.
Not object in the main method.
Yeah, I'll have to call that one from my mtsd dot. Okay. Now let me run it one more time. Okay. So now it has highlighted and it has input. Okay. Let me finish this block.
User last name. Boot name. User last name.
Yeah. Let me just double check with that. Yeah, user last name. So I'm going to go there and I'll put here. So the problem here, this is a special situation. Yeah, because if else condition and these are coming together, we have to handle it together. Okay, so here you put user last name, and then user last name, let's say put David. Okay. Okay. So the last name is there. The next thing is uh, job title, right? This job title will have name, user title, user title. So I'm going to go to my code. User title. User title. I'm going to say test engineer. ডেভিড বেকহাম আমাদের কোম্পানিতে টেস্ট ইঞ্জিনিয়ার হিসেবে কাজ করে। Okay, so we are going to put the user title, right? The next thing will be to click on the next button, but let's see like how it goes. Save it. um, Let me close this particular window and let me run it. Okay, we were able to handle it, right? So now what will happen? Let me see if any case, if I click on this, now you saw that if a particular window comes, how you can handle it. Now let me click on this and see if I get the other window. If I get any other window, I'm trying to verify that.
Do it this way,
Randomly, they do.
like
It is random. It is random. So let me see if I go back from the beginning. Um, go back. Go back. Login. Start my free trial. Still, I'm getting this window. So I'm trying to get that window so that I can automate that page as well, right? Let me run it by code and see how it comes. Yeah. Now it is different, right? It was able to highlight. Can you see it was able to highlight? Now we have to, in this particular block, we have to handle these objects, right? Okay, so here what I'm going to do again, you will see that it will be similarly first name last name will be same, right? So I'm going to put for the first name and last name, I'm going to, title will be there as well, so I'm going to put all of this basically here as well. Okay, so first name last name title is taken care of, right? First name last name, job title, right? Let me see what is that here. So it is user. Now for email, it is user email. For phone number, it is user phone. And then for company, it will be user company probably. User name, company name. Can you see company name? And like up to this.
after that, then you just show us like drop down list.
Yeah, we already have showed you, right? Uh-huh. Okay, okay. So you are able to handle all of these objects, right? Okay.
That page is not about that.
Okay. Now let's go there. So we have so user title, and then what else we have? We have
Email,
user email, right? User email. Here, user email. And then um,
email,
test engineer, test engineer at gmail.com. And then let's say company,
next
right?
one is company name or phone.
User phone. Okay, user. What is that? One is user phone. Yeah. One is here instead of title it will be user phone, and here it will be user phone, and then here you put 678789567, and the last one is company name, right? So here company name,
PA
yeah, and company name, here you put company and name the company as ABC, ABC company, right? Okay. So now if I run it, and if I want to, as like, let me show you as well how to handle these drop downs, since I have the drop down here. Now can you this particular, if you inspect this, right? This inspect, right? So here it is a select object. It is a what type of object? It is a select object. What type of object it is? Select object, right? For select object, and what is the description of this object? Company employees. Name is company employees. So for select type of object, what we will have to do, we do not have a highlighter at the moment, but what we will have to do is we'll have to create a, and then my cell equal to new select, and then here you put your my web driver dot find element, right? Find element, and um, find element by my web driver dot find element by dot xpath, right? By dot xpath, and then hold on, select.
question.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, you asked all
Mm-hmm. Yep. Why, right? Is it what you are asking? So, so in this case, it is a special case. If it is, can you see? It is a block of code that I'm writing. In what situation? In some situation, I saw this window, and some situation I saw other window. So when I'm getting this particular message, right, in the page, when I'm getting this particular message, I'll have to handle all of this, because based on what it appears in the screen, I'm writing code. You got it? So that's why Since it is conditional, that's why I am putting, if you get this text, then handle these objects. If you get the other text, then handle these objects. That's why I am putting it in that way. Okay, so here in the select, the select that I'm writing, so driver dot find element, right? Driver dot find element by dot find element by dot, we have a name, right? By dot, we have a name. We have a name. What is the name of that select? Company employees. Company employees. Okay, company employees. Now, you'll have to you see that I will have to bring a particular library for it. And what is the library? Org dot openqs selenium support dot ui. Okay, now what you will be able to do, my selenium, this object, you will be able to use that object dot, right? Can you see dot? And then if you type select, now you can select by index, you can select by value, you can select by visible text. Can you see how you can select an item by index, by value, and by visible text? When you select by index, right? When you select by index, then index start with 0. So let's say that in this particular one, if you want to select this one, third one, 201 to 10,000, so in index you will have to put what? 0, 1, 2. Third one is 2. Got it? Okay. So, and you will see that, like if you inspect that, like if you go there, and you will see that if you make this label company employees, right, you will be able to also select item by visible text, right? If you click on that arrow sign, you will see that we have index and then we have visible text. It will be a little bit like messed up here. You will see that employees, select the number, right? Select the number, and where is my, it is somewhere out there, but I'm trying to find it. Can you see visible text 201 to, so instead of you can copy the visible text, right? And you can say uh, by this, instead of giving 2, you can say my select dot visible, oh my dot select item by visible text, and then you'll be able to give the visible text, right? Both will select the same thing. Now, so here I have handled, let me just keep this one commented out, and then keep this, and then if you go to the this, I have another object country. So in the country, right, can you see the name is company country, company country, and if you expand it, you will see all of the elements. So let's say if you want to select the fourth country from this list, right? Then how will you select the fourth country? So the first, if you take a look, the first item in the list is country. Second item is United States. Third one is Afghanistan. Fourth one is Albania, right? Okay. Now if you come here and you see, you will have to create another. You do not have to create another. You can use the same object equal to new.
Select class, is that there by default?
It is with Selenium library. It is there by default. Yeah. So here new select, and then come here and select, and then my webdriver dot find element, and then by dot name. What is the name of this?
Company country.
Company, right? And then you use that. If you want to select the fourth country from the list, my select dot
Just 3.
by index, you'll have to put here 3, right? Now let me execute this code. Let's keep it up to this and execute this code.
This page is not sure.
Let's see what it appears. Oh, it came a different page, right? Execute a couple of times, probably it will come again. I just want to make sure that it is being taken care of. So our code is passing. Good thing is our code is passing. Now what?
No, because the company name comes first, not the username.
Now it is, when you go there, the elements here are now again this window, right? With this window 8 answers total, we are having another problem. Company size, now it is giving us, instead of giving first name last name, it is giving something else. Is that correct? Okay, so we have to put another if condition here, right? So how will you handle that, right? How will you handle that? So what we are going to do here is, can you see this company size, company name, right? We are going to use that. So if it doesn't come, right, if it doesn't come in that way, guys, remember that this is a little bit complicated for you as a beginner. It is complicated for you, but you will probably, in some cases you might feel lost, right? But do not feel lost. It is a, like, even people who are working 3-4 years in the industry, they will not be able to handle this situation. So
in that case, we just use the content and using randomly if it is work, or we need to
but
use the if else condition again.
yeah, but you saw that, like, how you have to handle that, right? If you can up to this, like whatever I did, we are fine. Whatever we did up to this, if you can do up to this, I'm fine with that. You got it? So what here again, what I'll have to do, right? When I'm getting that 8 answers, right? You saw that sometimes it will come with last name, sometimes it will come with first name, right? In this case, I'll have to do something like this. Inside the if block, I'll have to put another nested if, right? And then I'll say that, can you see, I'll take this and then I'll say, and contains, in the contents, what? Company size. Can you see this text? Company size, right? Company size. I'm going to put it here. Oh, where is that? Here. I'm going to put it here. Company size. If company size is present, then do this, else else do this. So that is if inside if. That is what we call nested if. Okay, now if company size is present, then what I'll have to do, I'll have to select, right, I'll have to select company size from here, to handle company size, and then I'll have to put the company name, right? For company name I already have, and for company size I already have it here. For company size, what do I have, guys? I have this code, and country as well. For country I have code, so I'm going to put this here. Remember that for company name, right, company name I have as well. Put it here. I'm going to put it. Let me keep the sequence, right? So company name, company size, right? First of all, what it comes? First of all, it comes company size, and company country, and then company name, and then company size. Now you execute your code one more time. Can you see? Albania, was it able to handle? Are we successful? Do you want to be successful as well? Inshallah. So what you do, if you can do up to this, right? Whatever we did, if you can do up to this, I'm happy with that at this point. You do this automation, like, let me know if you want to understand more on this, if you want me to explain it again. Other than that, my expectation will be you do up to this, and then we'll go from there.
Sometimes in the proper phase and break it in the phase. So first, maybe we use one more because I think they break up the phase with first name, last name, and another with this phase, and another with the name or numbering. This three phase is given this. Yeah. So I think we gonna explore this pop-up phase, the broke name, the main phase, the broken up in three phases. So we
Yep.
can use if the email, phone number, and the other information. So then we need one more exercise.
Yep. If you have another, it depends on what you have. Uh, so far, altogether, three pages. One is it will come with first name, last name, and another tab, right? Answers this with that, like with 8 answers, right? With when you see this text, sometimes you will see, okay, this one. Sometimes you will see another page, right? With that 8 answer. Alternatively, when you get this other text, it will give everything in the same page. So far we saw these three different windows. Is that correct, Naved and everyone? I haven't seen a fourth one so far.
I think everybody can work if the other pages pop up. They can do the same thing because I will know that.
Yeah. So 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 it depends. It depends. Can you see that if with 8 answers, right? You see how many branches you have. With 8 answers, you saw that we have, sometimes it appears like this, sometimes it appears first name, last name. So if you take a look here in our code, right, you will see that. Let me go there in that particular section where I have written it. You will see that with, if we see that 8 answers total text is present in the screen, inside there I saw that there are two screens. Sometimes it comes with the company size text, sometimes it comes with user first name. So if you see, when you have 8 answers total, if you see you have the third window, then what you will have to do is, can you see, if company size is this, else if this other text is present, do this, else you put the last block in the else block.
That's why I asking. Since like they broke in the main date.
Okay, if like, since, can you see the problem here, since we have these three windows here, there might, like, we so far we have handled two windows, there might be a third window, they might bring it at the beginning, right? So you might have to put another else condition here, like with that 8 answers, if you see this text, you might have three branches of code. Does it make sense, everyone? Okay, so what we
So
have,
if it is pop-up, then where we put the else after
here, here.
if
So let's
okay,
say, Nabed, let me go there. Let me go there. So can you see, when you have this first name, last name, what you see in the page, you have first name, last name, right? You have first name, last name. Okay, now let me bring this page again. So first name, right? So what you do here in this particular block, here instead of else, you put else if. Here you put else if, and instead of company size, if you see first name, then you do this, handle this, and finally, like, you know that otherwise it could be the third window, right? Put the third window here in the else block. So if company size present, do this. If first name present, do this. We know that for sure it is the third window. Put the code for the third window here. You got it? So see here, practically we saw right? if if and then else if else if, and then here, right, inside the else if we have a another if. This is what, like, when you have a if inside another if, this is what we are calling nested if. This is what we are calling nested if. Can you see, this is a if this condition is true, then only this if will be executed. This is what we are calling if an if is inside another if, then it is nested, right? And then can you see, inside that we have a if condition, else if condition, else. This is this, if you consider only this is what we are calling, no, only this one we are calling, if it has if else if else, this is what we are calling if else ladder. If you have multiple, like, if you like, this is a if condition, this else if is part of this, right? This else is part of this. If you have multiple blocks, we are calling this if else ladder. Yeah. Now up to this, do you have any further question, guys? Is it complicated a little bit?
complicated, but at least we need a lot of practice.
Yeah, absolutely. We have recorded, and I'm going to post this recording today in the page. Please do practice and make sure that up to this, whatever I did, right? Whatever I did, make sure that you are okay with this. Does it make sense? Okay. All right. So with our automation code, I will keep it here. I will not complicate it because you need practice. Remember that practice, without practice, you will never learn automation. You'll have to type it. You'll have to type it, and you'll have to execute. I'm going to stop this recording for our other conversation. Let me quickly, because I do not want to make this recording so much long. So I'm